Hey, welcome to another episode of After the Buzzer Sports Podcast. I'm Lee Jones, your host. This is Cassius McGowan. What's up, Cassius?
What up, people? How we doing today?
And this is ISF Productions. Don't y'all forget that. This best production company out there. Check us out. Look, today we're going to chop it up real quick in our After the Buzzer Sports update. We got several topics we want to hit you with real quick. First and foremost, Cassius, let's jump into this. Let's talk about the state of the Memphis Tigers, man. They lost to Tulane on Sunday. I wanted to get your thoughts on where the Tigers are currently, what we think they're going to look like in the future, and what they have to do to get back to their winning ways, man. Talk to me about that.
Man, look, my Tigers, man. Look, my Tigers, man. Ooh, good Lord. They're going to have to do a little soul searching, man. That's the main thing, man. Because last game, you know what? Last game, I can't say they look bad. It's just like some things they need to clean up. And I know it's a lot of new people, and everybody needs to gel together, man. We need to cut down. The main thing I saw last game, we cut down on the turnovers, man. Cut down on the turnovers because the turnovers were plentiful. And, man, my guy, Javon, Quinley, you canceled out those 6 assists with those 6 turnovers, man. Yeah. Not to put you on Front Street, but yeah, you did, man. You kind of had us in the cookie crumble with those 6 main turnovers. But you know what? The main thing is cut down on the turnovers, man. Y'all did great. Hey, you know what? My guy, Malcolm, you did great, man. Look, my guy, he was a block master, man.
Yeah.
He was a block master. The main thing is, on my end, I see they need to get the cohesiveness together, gel more together. You know what? I'm just happy it's happening now versus in March, man. Because if it was happening close to March, I'd be like, oh my God, we're not gonna win the tournament game. But now I feel like, man, the main thing is, long as the team is able to gel together, man, and people are knowing their place in the basketball team and know what they need to do for us in the basketball team, everything will happen good. You know, everybody has bumps and bruises in the season, and I'm just happy it's happening now versus later on in the season.
Yeah. You know, for me, you hit it with Quigley. He's too good of a ball handler to have those turnovers like that.
Yes.
And making careless passes. I mean, we have to take care of the basketball, you know, in crucial times. I mean, he made some very, very crucial turnovers, and he's better than that as far as a ball handler and a player. And so that certainly was an issue. You know, first half played excellent defense. You know, that was a stretch where they were locking up Tulane and playing great defense. Second half, they gave up, I think, 47 points in the second half. Tulane shot about 52%. And then down the stretch, the defensive intensity just wasn't there again. And so just lost focus on the defensive end. But now I totally agree with you. Dandridge played huge. I mean, it was a forced down low, block shots, 8 block shots, second most in Tiger history. Tied Keith, my all-time favorite Tiger Keith Lee, with 8 blocks. So, and I loved his intensity. But the other thing, again, the fouls. We needed him on the floor to finish that game.
I think that was ticky-tack fouls, if you ask me.
Well, it was one of the worst officiated games that I've seen in a while for the flow of the game and how the players couldn't adjust because the officials were all over the place and the type of fouls and when they called fouls. So it was a terribly officiated game, but the Tigers, you know, you have to adjust. The other observation I have about the game against Tulane, Penny, I feel that you have to find the team that you want to be your finishing squad on the floor at closing time. And some of the guys just didn't do the things necessary to close that game out. So really defining your rotation, but also who are the closers for you? right? And getting those people and having those people on the court when it's time to win the game. I do agree with you. They're going through a mini slump right now. Not a, of course we shouldn't have lost those two games, but if you're going to do it, it's certainly a time that now you can teach the team and get their focus after they've dropped two games in a row. And so hopefully the next game, I think they played either Wednesday or Thursday of next week.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they'll be focused, come out with an intensity, and get ready to play and start to turn this thing around. But taking care of the basketball is key, keeping up that defensive intensity. And again, ball movement, passing, cutting. These are the things I need to see from the Tigers. But I think we can get that
Yes.
turned around. So hopefully we'll look forward to the next game. And guys, stay tuned for that next Tiger game, which we'll have a recap right after the game. I want
Right.
to switch it
Right.
up a little bit, Cassius. Let's talk about these divisional NFL playoffs this past weekend, man. Some exciting games, man. Some exciting games. Let's talk about the first game, the Houston Texans versus the Bucks. What were your thoughts about that game and the outcome of the score? Again, the Ravens won 31-10. What are your thoughts on the game?
Whoa, man. You know what? Hey, it was a great game from Lamar Jackson on both ends, man. Look, this man rushing, he's the quintessential dual threat quarterback, man. Look, it's
Absolutely.
like I it's like you playing 2K football or Madden, because I don't like Madden. So I'm gonna go back to 2K football. It's like I'm playing 2K football all over again, man. Lamar Jackson, he's the cheat code. For real,
Yep.
man. Hey,
Yep.
dude, man, look, hey, dude is he's a great player, and I see why. And it shouldn't be no question who's the real MVP of the league right now. It shouldn't be
Absolutely.
no question. You know what, my guy? The rookie had a great game. You know what? I ain't gonna even say that. I ain't gonna. He had a bad game. I'm just trying to give him some love, because it's funny when the coach didn't get a chance to pick him. I'm a Colts fan, if y'all see from the back, back right here. So, and I wanted the coach to jump up and get him in the draft, but they weren't able to because they didn't want to give it the capital to get him. But he's a great quarterback, and Stroud, man, he had an okay game, and I just say he did a great job for him being in the rookie position he's
Yeah.
in right now. He did a great job. He had some turnovers, but hey, you playing a good Raven defense, and the Ravens, they have a great defense. They have a great main quarterback, and they have a great wide receiver squad. The main thing is they really haven't opened up yet on the wide receiver squad yet. So it's gonna be scary, man. It's really gonna be scary coming up, man. So yeah.
Yeah. The game to me was won on that defensive front of
Baltimore.
Baltimore,
Yeah.
just shutting down C.J. Stroud. I mean, really, if you look at the game, the Texans scored 10 points. They got a punt return for a touchdown,
Yeah.
and they only
Forgot about
scored
that
3
one.
points, and they didn't score in the second half.
Mm.
So complete domination by the Ravens defense. And then on offense, Baltimore was very stagnant there for a minute in the first half. Reports are that Lamar went into halftime and had some choice words for the team, and they came out and looked like the number one seed and looked like a team that's ready to go to the Super Bowl and win it. And that was very impressive. What Lamar did, both running and passing. 100 yards, both running and passing. That's only been done 3 times
Man.
in the playoffs. In period, 4 touchdowns, 2 passing, 2 running, and the guy's just phenomenal. The guy's just phenomenal. And the other thing I love about him is he stays even keel. He's not in the press conference after the game. He talked about there's more to do. There's more to come, and being locked in about this next game with this matchup with Patrick Mahomes, which is going to be a great, great
Mm.
game. But let's say this: when you look at how well the Ravens defense played and how they pressure the quarterback, and the other thing is let you get over the top on them, beat them deep. They keep
Mm.
everything in front, and they make you earn everything that you get. It's very hard to
Yeah.
go the length of the field against the Baltimore Ravens
That bend
defense.
don't that bend don't break defense, man.
and don't break. And then when
Mm-hmm.
you, as you said, you got the cheat code and you got
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson. Hey, that's a recipe for success. So
Oh
hey,
yeah.
I look for the Ravens to continue to fly. And again, great season by Houston. Houston is set up very, very well for the years to come
Yeah.
because C.J. Stroud is a C.J. Stroud is a. Hey,
CJ
let's go to
Stroud,
this.
he's that guy.
He's that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Let's go to the Green Bay San Francisco game, Cassius. Uh, what are your thoughts on that game? That game was very, very surprising to me. And
Yes.
what do you think about the overall? San Francisco won, of course, 24-21.
Right.
But tell me what you felt. Did San Francisco win it or did Green Bay lose it?
Green Bay, I felt that Green Bay lost it because right now, Jordan Love, because Aaron Jones had a great game. It just basically
It
those
really did.
turnovers from Jordan Love, and then as far as the defense, to me, the defense, I think they could have did better on my end as far as the Packers. And then you have Purdy. He's it's almost like he's like a baby Tom Brady or something. It's like he makes sure he doesn't make the mistakes. So yeah, I, eh, yeah. I I I I
Look,
I'm, I don't know, man. Like far as the 49ers is like it's like they have like a pre-made team, so it really doesn't matter who they put in quarterback. It's like it's gonna
yeah.
run. It's gonna
Well,
run.
Shanahan has a quarterback friendly system.
Yeah,
It's you put a quarterback, it's very quarterback friendly, and so Purdy. I don't take anything away from Purdy, but it's certainly a quarterback friendly system. This is my take. There were two interceptions
yeah,
that potential interceptions that Purdy threw that Green
yeah.
Bay defense just dropped. And so that those two interceptions could have turned that game completely around for
Mm,
Green Bay. Green Bay's defense played pretty well. They really kept them to 17 points for most of the game.
yeah,
So I don't think Jordan Love has had a great second half of the season. He's a stud, but he made some terrible mental errors in decision making down the stretch of interceptions. The last one was inexcusable. Cassius, for
it
him to
was.
throw across his body in that situation with two timeouts left and 50 seconds left. You should never have thrown that ball across
They
your
tell you
body.
that
That was
they've been
a
telling you
terrible
that
decision.
forever now. Yeah, they've been telling
Yeah,
quarterbacks don't never throw across the body.
yeah, and terrible decision. So all they needed was a field goal to tie. And so that was I didn't see that coming because he had made basically great decisions and threw the ball very well. That play is probably going to hunt him. You don't throw across your body. So several things lead me to say, hey, San Francisco won the game. You cannot take anything away from the
Yeah,
49ers. They won the game. Green Bay was there. The game was there for Green Bay for the taking. But when you have the opportunities, you gotta snatch it, Cassius, and that's what Green Bay didn't do. And so we say, hey, kudos to San Francisco. I
mm-hmm.
think this AFC Championship game is going. I mean, NFC Championship game with
NFC
San
champ.
Francisco,
Hey,
and
hey,
and we're gonna
hey.
we're
Hold on,
gonna
excuse
get
me,
on.
not to interrupt you, but I don't think those lines gonna be dropping interceptions, man. So hey, hey,
Hey, let's
hey.
go. Let's go to Detroit and Tampa Bay. Let's go to
Okay,
Detroit and
okay.
Tampa Bay, and tell me what your thoughts were on Detroit and Tampa Bay.
Hey.
It was an entertaining
It
game.
was an
Uh,
entertaining game because Detroit, man, defense and offense, they played a hell of a game, man. Hey, you know what? I just sit back and I'm like, and I look at Jared Goff. I'm like, man, look, they just want people wanted to throw away Jared Goff like he was some snot paper or something, man. And Jared Goff was not going, man. It's like he had he had a bad name for no reason at all. Because I felt he was a great quarterback coming out of college, but people they want to just throw people away if you have a couple of 3 or 4 bad years. It's always a progression because it's on the same end. Baker Mayfield, it was the same stuff getting said about him, and Baker Mayfield had a great game also.
he
And so
played. He
it
played
was
pretty good.
yeah, he played pretty good because he almost brought him back at the end of the game because Jared Goff, 287 yards for 2 touchdowns. It's like, and they had an okay rushing game, but the Detroit Lions defense, man, look, they can put the clamps on a lot of people, man. And Baker Mayfield almost got them clamps off. 349 yards, 3 touchdowns, but those 2 interceptions killed them.
Interception.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what killed them at the end.
Yeah.
But like
What
I
do we
said,
say about
that's the defense of the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, what do we say about Baker? Baker played pretty good. I mean, I have to give him credit. But when you speed Baker up,
Yeah.
that's what happens. And again, on that last interception,
Mm-hmm.
the defense, they put a little pressure, they blitzed him, threw the ball right to the defense, the Detroit defender, game over. Baker did
Yeah.
play well. Mike Evans caught the ball. We had some drops early on, but they got
Yeah.
the ball down the field. It was a very entertaining game. The thing that I come away from that game is Detroit got weapons on offense, man.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, I'm telling you right now, Detroit has weapons. Gibbs, St. Brown, Laporta. They have weapons, and that matchup with San Francisco is going to be a great, great game.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, I know San Francisco will come in favored. They'll come in favored, but the
Mm-hmm.
key for me in that game will be this: if Detroit, which they do this well, they stop the run pretty well.
Right.
Detroit's secondary is suspect. You can move the ball on Detroit's secondary. They went to playing more man-to-man now, and so that has allowed them to pressure the quarterback more. And if they can speed Purdy up, they can stop the run with McCaffrey and then speed Purdy up, Detroit has a good chance for the upset.
One more thing to add to that, Debo Samuels, he did get hurt this game.
Yep.
So that's gonna play a major factor in this next game coming up, because if they speed that clock up and McCaffrey doesn't get off, because he had a great game last game, if he doesn't have a great game this game, man, Brock Purdy, I think he's gonna he's gonna go back to that 3 interception Brock Purdy. Hey, and Detroit gonna be going to the Super Bowl, because this story they're writing in Detroit, man. Look, this in cursive, man, and it looked like some pretty good handwriting, for real.
And again, the one thing I like about them, their front seven is stout. They can stop
Yes.
the run, and so if they can limit McCaffrey and keep San Francisco in long third downs, and because San Francisco's biggest thing is they run the football, they play action well, and
Mm-hmm.
that is a recipe for their success. If you can keep them in long yardage downs, Hutchinson coming off the end,
Mm-hmm.
Detroit's going to be a problem, man. And and
Man.
and I'm calling it here first. Uh, Detroit to upset San Francisco 24-20. That's my score. I think
Hey,
because
hey,
Detroit
wait.
is going to move the football on them. So that's my pick. I
That's your
like
pick.
Detroit 24-20 to upset the 49ers.
How Charles Barkley be saying it? Guaranteed.
Let's switch out. Let's switch our segment to the nightcap. Buffalo and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that was a very good game.
Mm-hmm.
Freezing cold in Buffalo.
Mm.
What are your thoughts? I know there's a lot of talk going back and forth about Josh Allen, what he did
Mm.
do, what he didn't do. Talk to me about the game and what you think of the end result with the Chiefs coming out on top 27-24.
To me, it's like, because they're gonna have like something major to say about Josh Allen, but Josh Allen did give you 72 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns. So the thing is, I can look at his stats, and his stats can be comparable to Lamar Jackson stats. The thing is, I feel that he could have made better, because the passes he made at the end of the game, they were like, yeah. Man, I can see if he was a first or second year quarterback, but those passes, he's been, how many years he been in the league now?
6, I believe. I believe it's 6 years.
He should not be making those. He should not be missing those passes at the end of the game like that.
Yeah.
He shouldn't. He shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because it was passes he should have made, and I'm like, these guys were wide open, but his eyes were stuck on Diggs. I'm like, hey, man, and the Chiefs, they capitalized on his mistakes. So, hey.
Look, Josh Allen is a great talent. He's a great talent. He can run the football. He's a big kid. He can run the football. He's very agile, very mobile. The pass that you're talking about is when Shakur was wide open and he skipped that ball to Shakur. Now, a lot of people would say, okay, that defensive end pushed the tackle back into Josh Allen. But all Allen had to do, Cassius, was maneuver the pocket, step to his right, feel that pressure, and throw the ball, and he had a touchdown, and they would have won the game. Now, let me say this. You see Mahomes do it. You see other great quarterbacks that do it, manipulate that pocket and move. He just stood there and tried to throw it with his arm. That's why that ball skipped. The other big takeaway.
He reverted back to he reverted back to what he's used to in pressure situations. Yeah.
Yep. The other thing I take from it is this. If you want to be the man, you've lost 3 straight times to Kansas City, right? If you're going to be the man, to quote my brother, my favorite wrestler, Ric Flair, to be the man, you have to be, right? And you got the ball back with 4 minutes left on the clock. You were down 27-24, right? Go win the game. Go win the game. If you're that man, go win the game. Drive your team down, take all the time off, score a touchdown, and it wouldn't have been left to the field goal kicker. That's what Josh Allen should have done. And for all these people that are apologizing for Josh Allen, saying, well, the kicker missed it. No, go win the game, Josh. Go win the game. So he's a talent. But
do not put the game. Josh Allen is this good. Do not put the game in the kicker's hands. Look, man, look. Don't blame on the kicker because, like you said, he's a talent. They pay the kicker too, but Josh,
win the game. Go win the game. You missed this throw to Shakur. When you rolled out, instead of hitting somebody underneath, you threw the ball deep in the end zone out of bounds, and you left it up to the field goal kicker. That's your flaw. Go win the game. Because I'm going to tell you this. If it was Patrick Mahomes and the two things were flipped, he'd have drove him down and scored a touchdown.
Easy.
He'd have drove him down. So, Josh Allen, you can say what you want. There's been a lot of people just trying to apologize for Josh. He saying all these things. He can't do it. Look, quit crying for Josh Allen. Go win the game, Josh. You had him at home. You had him where this is a down year offensively for Kansas City. You should have been able to beat Kansas City at home during that game, and you didn't. And so now you're at home, and Kansas City's on their way to the AFC Championship.
And you know what? I bet you if that was Lamar Jackson, they wouldn't be crying for him.
They would have killed Lamar. They would have said, Lamar, you have to go down and win the game. You have to be a better passer. You have to get that. You have to maneuver the pocket. All of these things about Lamar Jackson. Well, Josh, you're in the same boat, and we saw it right in our eyes that you didn't complete it. Kudos to Patrick Mahomes going on the road, winning the game, and going to his 6th straight, Cassius, his 6th straight AFC championship game, man. That is crazy.
Lamar, look. I'm going to tell y'all now, look, y'all better put your house note on Lamar Jackson, man. Because, look, man, this is going to be big, man. Look, I'm telling you right now. Lamar Jackson is going to win you big money, man. Look, I'm telling you, they want to write the storyline for the Chiefs, and then they won't, we finna, I don't like the Chiefs, man. And in my heart, man, I'm knowing Lamar Jackson, he's going to the Super Bowl this year. And he's going to win it. It's going to be Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens. Guaranteed.
We're going to do our AFC and NFC preview later on in the week. So
Right.
definitely be looking for that. Hey, our last topic for the night. We're gonna go and knock this out. Adrian Griffin, the Milwaukee Bucks head coach, was fired today. I have a little backdrop on that. A lot of turmoil. He wasn't getting along well with Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Defensively, they sort of took a step back as far as their defensive overall efficiency. And incidents. One with Bobby Portis in the locker room where it got heated with Adrian Griffin. And then earlier in the year, Terry Stotts, who used to coach Damian Lillard in Portland, he resigned because Griffin reportedly yelled at him at a shoot-around when he was down talking to Lillard and Antetokounmpo. And so it's just been a lot of turmoil. I know that they had brought in Doc Rivers during the play-in tournament to kind of help him with some coaching scenarios and situations. But I think Milwaukee's management saw that they're in a win now mode, and they're looking to challenge Boston in the East. They're 30-13, so they have a good record. So it shows the talent is there. But I think that they felt that they needed a more seasoned and experienced coach. And I Cassius, you broke it to me earlier. I think that they've hired one. If you want to share it with the audience.
Yeah, they say they hired Mr. Doc Rivers himself, man. The crazy thing, to me, all I see is sensitivity going everywhere. I just see grown, sensitive man in the whole going down the line. Everybody's mad because somebody's yelling at you. If this was back in the day, Lee, man, look, everybody been getting yelled at. That's basketball. That's sports. So you telling me feelings are getting hurt because they getting put in their place. You have a dominant personality in the building, and everybody's like, I don't want to get yelled at. I don't want to get yelled at. I'm like, man, look, this man, a bunch of sensitive men, grown millionaires being sensitive. The main thing is, man, do your job, man. Do your job. The thing was, he's not getting fired because of coaching. He's getting fired because people don't like your attitude. And that's messed up. And they feeling like Doc Rivers is going to help us make it to the next level. And Doc Rivers didn't help his last team make it to the next level. And he had a good team last time.
That's fair. No, that's really a fair assessment. I mean, he did not get it done in Philadelphia. Look, let me say this about Adrian Griffin. Basketball, more than any other sport, is driven by the players. And if you can't get along with those players, and if the players sort of revolt and go to management, you're going to be out. And especially in a situation like Griffin, who is a first-time coach, and there were reports that management has started coming down to practice and monitoring practice and actually sitting in practice. That's a kiss of death right there. And so they want to turn to a more seasoned coach that have worked with big-time personalities. But you made a great point, Cassius. I'm going to say this. You had big personalities with your last team, Doc, and you didn't get it done. So let's see how that's going to turn out this time. But Doc Rivers has been named head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. More to come on our update show on our next episode of.
I was looking just like he is. You see the ticket, what's him at the bottom? I was looking just like that when they fired him. I was like, what? Like for real? Like y'all fired him?
Yeah.
Doc Rivers?
Yeah. I mean, the man was 30-13. He's in his first year.
I never seen this before. Have you ever seen this before?
Oh, I have seen a coach get fired early on. It's just they just hired the guy. Well, not with that record. Now that you're right about that. That record, but again, look, they just brought Damian Lillard over there. And if he and Damian Lillard was clashing at all, kiss of death, man.
Man,
Yes,
Dame
it did.
Lillard,
Hey,
he used to California life, man. Man, Dame need to Dame need to go to the Clippers or LA or something, man. Dame, he used that sunny life, man. And he come to Milwaukee and he wanted the same way. Man, come on, Dame, man. Come on, son.
hey, this is how we do it. This is how we. Hey, please comment, like us, share us, and please subscribe. This is the After the Buzzer Sport Update. More to come. We're going to start having daily updates on all the latest topics in sports. Also, check out our weekend show, After the Buzzers. It comes on Saturday at 10 a.m. Please check us out. Like us, subscribe, tell a friend. This has been After the Buzzers Sports Podcast. I'm Lee Jones. He's Cassius McGowan. We'll see you later.
Peace out.